Today we are talking all about micro habits. So these are just small habits that have like an outsized impact for you. It's not about being high maintenance. There's a way to balance in between both, right? We don't need to be spending hours a day primping and pruning ourselves, but we also don't have to feel like, oh well, we're just gonna roll out of bed and go with it. We want to take care of ourselves both for outward reasons, right? Like how we show up in the world, but also how we feel on the inside. And they do kind of go together, in my humble opinion. Let's jump in and talk all about some tiny little tweaks that you can make that will have a big impact. The first thing that I recommend to anybody is to learn a little bit about yourself. Now, I obviously don't want to use the term like become a student of yourself, right? It sounds very self-involved, and that's not what I'm encouraging, but I do think that as we age, as situations change, as our life circumstances change, sometimes we can still see ourselves, guilty of being like, what are you talking about? I'm 23. Like you feel like a different time in your life, and sometimes you walk around and you're like, am I the adult here? I'm the adult here. And it can be a little jarring. Like we wake up one day and suddenly we're just 20 years older. Things do change. Our tastes change, our preferences change, things about our physical appearances change. So what once looked good on us or we felt confident in, maybe that's completely changed. So taking a little time to do a little self-survey, if you will, and figure out, what is my body type now? I have a freebie to help you with that down below in the description box. You can get that for free. It's a little workbook that you'll do that'll help you figure that out so that you know what kinds of styles and cuts and fits are going to most likely look best on you. Also knowing, what colors look best on you. This can have a huge impact on things like eyeshadow, okay? If you have blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, the different color eyeshadow that you wear can really make your eyes pop. So if you're somebody who doesn't wear any makeup, that might be of no concern to you. But if you're somebody who wears even just a little bit of makeup, something small like a little bit of an eyeliner, a plummy eyeliner, or switching to like a plummy eyeliner and a brown mascara instead of black, you'd be so surprised what a big impact that can have on the youthfulness of your appearance, as well as just the overall way that you see yourself, because it's highlighting and sort of bringing to the forefront those natural qualities that you have that are just being enhanced. The next kind of micro habit is to really rein in your skincare routine. I am so guilty of having 1,000,001 products because I do love to try things to share with you guys. One of the best things I decided to start doing was this 4-day skincare cycling. And to me, this is a micro habit because if you keep it simple, you keep the product simple, this does not have to take more than just a couple of minutes. I highly recommend simplifying your routine. I'm going to put on the screen here for you what the 4-day skincare cycle looks like for me. One of the products that has had such a huge impact, I've been using all kinds of things for years, okay? I've been trying expensive things, cheap things. The one thing that I've never really stepped into is any kind of prescription skincare. However, for the last few months, I've been using this, and I get this product through my MIDI clinicians and my MIDI health visits. If you've never heard of MIDI Health, if you've been around here, you've probably heard me talk about them before, but if you are new here, MIDI Health is a virtual care clinic like nothing you've ever seen. I feel like this is just very specific for us women, like the 35, the 40 plus range, whether it's, health concerns that you have, whether it's stress related or sleep related or libido related, or even skincare related. MIDI Health is a virtual care clinic that can absolutely help you. They really specialize in compassionate care. When I had my first MIDI Health visit, I was so surprised by just how kind, and it was just like a conversation almost with a friend when I did my virtual visit. You can do it in your PJs, you can do it with no pants on. It doesn't matter because it's a virtual visit. So it makes it very easy to kind of put yourself in the place to actually show up and do this for yourself. You're not having to take time out of anybody else's schedule to make this happen. The experience has just been so positive, so easy, very simplified. Now, when I had my virtual care visit, I talked to her quite a bit about skincare because I had never tried anything prescription, and my clinician recommended this Estriol Plus cream. It is like an estrogen cream with a moisturizer with hyaluronic acid in it. She had told me that many people that she had prescribed this to had had amazing results, that she was even trying it for herself. And here's what I can tell you for sure, is that I turned 41 in a couple of weeks, and my skin is better now at 41 than it was at 31. And combining my incredibly good quality vitamin C with this and a very affordable retinol, and alternating those on the 4-day schedule has been a huge game changer for me. If you are looking for compassionate healthcare that is covered by insurance, virtual visits, easy peasy, then definitely check down below in the description box where I will have my link where you can book your first MIDI visit. Skincare routines do not have to be elaborate and over the top. Cleansers and then treatments, products that are actually treating and doing something, and then ending it all with a really great moisturizer, which again does not have to be expensive. My favorite vitamin C serum, as well as the very affordable retinol that I've been using. And then the two of my favorite moisturizers, just depending if you're super dry, the Avene, and if you are not super dry, you just want a really great moisturizer, a teeny bit of this one, the La Roche-Posay Balm B5. These are my two favorite, like drugstore affordable. Maybe this next little micro habit you're already doing and it goes along with the skincare, but this is one that I wish I would have focused on earlier because I notice it, okay? The neck and the hands, that's where the aging signs show up first. And I, for one, notice aging signs happening on my hands almost faster than anywhere else. Just being cognizant about bringing your skincare products all the way down your neck and even onto your chest area, as well as onto your hands. Now, I do have two different hand creams that I've started to use. This one is pretty new to me, but I gotta tell you, it's freaking amazing. It's from the brand Cydia. It's called Wired the Hand Serum. This smells like you just stepped out of like a very fancy spa. It has that smell. It's tea leaves and eucalyptus. Okay, you know what I'm talking about, that fancy spa smell. Apply a small amount onto clean hands morning and night. It's amazing. Just doing those two things, remembering to bring your skincare all the way down and perhaps adding in a cream if you are of an age that you're like, all right, I really need to double down here, adding in some kind of really good hand cream. A retinol hand cream is also a good option. So little habits that are going to make a big difference. Biggest thing to note here too is that these habits are not like miracle, you're going to see a difference overnight. Some of these take months to really see, but you got to like stick with it. The next micro habit, and I can't even believe that I'm going to say this, but have you heard the kids, the youngins talk about mewing? I follow a couple of women that teach you about like facial massage and various like posture related things and stuff. And one of the things that I learned from them, so I think these youngins who are trying to make mewing a thing, I think they stole it from these ladies, but it is basically the idea that like, if you like kind of keeping your jawline strong. I find myself often sitting at my desk and I'll realize that I call it my Sid the Sloth from Ice Age. I kind of go into like Sid face where it's easy for my like whole jaw to like just kind of sink in. One of the things that this lady teaches is 20 seconds, 5 times, repeated, 20, 30 seconds and repeat it 5 times, is to take your tongue and push it up over your teeth and behind your upper lip and to kind of push out. So I'm gonna explain and then show you, because obviously I can't talk while I'm doing it. And just doing that process of putting your tongue up over your teeth and like kind of up against your upper lip, and it kind of juts your jaw out a little bit and helps to kind of strengthen that and apparently help avoid jowls and such. To me, this is so easy because you can do this while you're washing the dishes. You can do this while you're driving in the car. Just when you think about it, if you're like me, I find myself stopping and being like, holy cow, my jaw is clenched so tight. So I have to kind of like force myself to relax it. And actually one of the things that helped me the most with a clenched jaw and all kinds of symptoms from that was when I did the like Invisalign, and now I have to wear a retainer at night when I sleep. And because I have to wear that retainer, it makes it significantly harder for me to clench and grind. So that's definitely helped. But that's just a simple, free little exercise that you can do with your mouth. The other thing, getting in the habit of, again, when you're thinking about it, when you're sitting in the car, closing your mouth and breathing through your nose. We all know the jokes about being a mouth breather, okay? But breathing through your nose is going to help you actually like oxygenate your blood better. Doing things like that with getting better oxygenation can actually help with having like clearer skin, a more lifted, youthful look to your face. It's always surprising to me the way that these various things actually affect us, and it has to do with like cellular turnover and what's happening at cellular level in our body when we get enough oxygen in. So it sounds kind of silly, right? Just like, okay, so I breathe through my nose and close my mouth. Yes, it does make a difference. surprisingly. The next micro habit is so easy, so simple, and that is to switch to some kind of a satin or silk pillowcase. I actually just picked up this new one. This is the mulberry, 100% pure mulberry silk from Nordstrom, because this is in the Nordstrom anniversary sale. So I did just pick this one up. She's a beaut, Clark. She's a real beaut. I got the kind of striped looking one, champagne striped one. I love a good silk pillowcase. You know, I typically buy the very inexpensive satin or satin ones from Amazon, but this is a actually silk one, so I'm very excited to add that. It actually helps with both hair and face, okay? So it's helping with wrinkles on your face, but also with like hair breakage, damage. If you've got curly hair, you probably know all about this and don't need me to tell you, but it's just a little micro habit, and it's kind of one of those things, it's not even a habit. Like, you just swap it out and away you go. You don't even have to necessarily think about it. Again, easy peasy, right? The next little micro habit is adding in this RHO nutrition. Now, there's lots of different options. I'm just sharing with you what I've been using. A friend of mine actually recommended, she does these NAD plus shots. She loves them and has seen a big difference because they help cellular health, cellular energy, brain health. So there's lots of impacts in your body, like internally, that have obviously like positive outward impacts as well. She gets the shots, and I was like, I'm not sure I'm ready to like commit to that yet. So I decided, I did a little research, and I decided to try this little product. This is really about like health and longevity, and to me it's a very easy thing to add in. Again, I'm not doing the shots right now, I'm just doing the supplement here. Just under a teaspoon that you take, you can mix it into any drink, your coffee, water, whatever. Easy to add in, and has some majorly positive impacts, which I do feel like we can do all of these creams and potions and lotions and stuff, but if we're not doing things that are helping our body from the inside out, like if we're eating a crap diet but we're using the best skincare, it's probably not going to help as much as it would if we were actually eating healthy and things in conjunction with, combined with the products. This is the other product. Now, if you're like, Angie, what the heck is this? I hear you. Okay, these are little molecular hydrogen tablets. These you dissolve into water. It's basically taking magnesium and turning it into molecular hydrogen gas when you drop it into the water. It has that like fizzy effect. Hydrogen is apparently the most effective and strongest antioxidant in the world. So getting this intense, like quick dose of it targets stomach inflammation, and can help improve hydration basically like at a cellular level. Again, this is like falling into a little bit of like the biohacking health, but 41 almost. These are the kind of things that I am focusing on, is things that are going to help me at a cellular level, but like longevity and health wise, as well as outward things. But these little micro habits to me can have not only an outsized impact, but not just for my health now, but for the longevity of my health. I know we're jumping all over the place here, but next I want to mention this little micro habit that I have so come to enjoy. Y'all know, like from time to time, I love to do certain things, but there's certain like high maintenance things that I need a break from for a while, hence taking out my hair extensions. And then I typically do like gel manicures at home. Stopped doing that for a little bit because I really wanted to give my nails a break over the summer and wanted to work on the health of my actual nails. And so this product I've been loving. The combination of the two, though, depending on your needs, you might not want or need them both. The first one I use is this Camo Nude Anti-Aging Ridge Filler. If you've got the little bumpies in your nails and stuff, this is great for kind of smoothing them out. I love this because it's my natural nails, but they look a little healthier, a little shinier, a little bit better. And then I don't have to worry about like chipped nail polish. And then on top of it, I've been putting this anti-aging base coat. This is the Transfix Peptide Infused Nail Restore. Now, I do have a couple of other nail products that I've been using, but these two I really like together because they give you just that like healthy nail look as if it was your own natural nail. I mean, it is underneath it, but just it's a great product, especially if you don't want to deal with nail polish all summer. This is one of those things that sure, like once a week or once every 2 weeks I have to do this. Then for the next 2 weeks I don't even have to think about it, because even if it chips, you're not going to notice it. It's not going to be something where it's like when I have my dark nail polish on that chips and you see it, you know? Very like low maintenance look, especially for the rest of the summer. I have so many more micro habits, but this video is becoming a macro video if I'm not careful. So let me know if you want a part 2 and I will share the rest of them. But the last micro habit that I want to share with you today is the one that is the most woo-woo, if you will, which I'm not typically like a woo-woo person, but I want to encourage you because this is such a simple little micro habit and it's something that I have really tried to be diligent about, is every morning or at night, just depending on what's going on, taking a few minutes to just woosah, sit there for a second. For me, getting a little notebook or a journal and writing these down is the best way because that's just how my brain works, but you can also just say them out loud or think them to yourself. I like writing them down. Coming up with a list of affirmations, if you will, some things that you need to just remind yourself, some things that you need to sort of say to yourself out loud or in written form. Things like, I get to choose my attitude. I get to choose how I feel today. I get to choose my mood today. That's one of the biggest pitfalls I feel like many women fall into, especially moms, is letting our children, our spouses, the things that are going on dictate our mood and like how we're going to show up in the world. We have to make those choices for ourselves. Other people don't get to dictate that for us. Reminding myself of that, especially gratitude, even if it's the same 3 things that you write down every day, taking the time to think about, write down, acknowledge the things that you are grateful for, because I'm here to tell you, if you're older than me, you know this, and if you're younger than me, maybe you already know this, but maybe you don't. And so I want to say it to you that the things that you are hoping for and wishing for right now in this moment, when you get them, you will suddenly have a whole new batch of things that you are wishing for and hoping for. And it can all of a sudden make all these things that you once like really just dreamed and prayed to have and wished to have feel almost like a gimme, like almost just like, nah. It's weird how our brains work like this, okay? It's sad that they work like this, but they just do. It's human nature. But you can stop that thought right there and remind yourself to be grateful for the things that you have now that you once really wished for. Reminding yourself that you cannot control everything. And how can you not stress and how can you let go of the things that are truly out of your control? For us control freaks, this is a hard one, okay? Being able to say, cannot let the stress of this, I cannot let these small frustrations ruin my whole day, especially when it's not something that is within my power, okay? Within my ability to control. So having just a few minutes to remind myself of these things every single day. Some days when I wake up and I got pep in my step, I'm like, I don't need to do that. I feel fine. I'm not in a bad mood. Nope. Don't trick yourself into thinking that you don't need it. It's a micro habit. And if you don't make it a habit, if you only do it on days when you feel bad, you're going to stop doing it. Okay. So it just like brushing your teeth has to become a part of your everyday. And that's something that's made a huge difference for me. So how I approach things, how I deal with things, that's on me. What everybody else does, the things that come flying at me today, I can't always control that. Most of the time I can't. I'm just like, blocking, I can control how I respond to it, how I choose to see it, the perspective I choose to approach it with, and my attitude. Hopefully you found some of these micro habits helpful. Like I said, let me know if you want to see the second video because I do have like 10 or 11 more written down, but I just don't want this video to be 400 hours long. So hopefully you found this helpful and hopefully you will subscribe, stick around, join us here. We'd love to have you as part of our little community family here. And I will see you again very soon.